Exciting news about Samsung's upcoming Galaxy S25 series and a possible shakeup in their software release strategy. If you're a longtime Samsung fan, you know the drill. Every Galaxy S flagship usually debuts with a warm version of One UI, the company's custom skin over Android. But it looks like that's about to change next year. According to the latest insider tip, Samsung might release the Galaxy S25 series with One UI 7.0 instead of One UI 7.1. Since the first launch of One UI in 2018, Samsung has followed a consistent pattern. Every new Galaxy S flagship has hit the shelves with a worn version of the latest One UI update. For example, we saw One UI 2.1 on the Galaxy S20 and One UI 3.1 on the Galaxy S21, and the trend has continued ever since. This pattern ensured that the latest Galaxy S flagship was always on the latest software iteration, giving buyers a fresh experience with every device upgrade. But now, according to a trusted source on X, formerly Twitter, who goes by the name Chun, the 8888, Samsung is testing the Galaxy S25 series with One UI 7.0 instead of One UI 7.1. This has sparked a lot of curiosity among Samsung fans, and for good reason. Is Samsung breaking a 5-year tradition? And if so, why? Samsung's decision to go with One UI 7.0 on the Galaxy S25 lineup might not be as surprising as it seems once we dig a little deeper. Here's what's going on. Samsung is doing things differently with One UI 7.0, which is based on Android 15. While select devices will enter beta testing for One UI 7.0 later this year, the stable version of this update will be officially released alongside the Galaxy S25 lineup next year. This is a pretty big shift as it aligns the release of a major One UI version directly with a flagship phone launch. With One UI 7.0 making its debut with the Galaxy S25 series, having a worn update right out of the gate just doesn't make sense. Typically, those worn versions arrive when Samsung has released a major One UI update for existing devices before a new Galaxy S flagship hits the market. But this time, One UI 7.0 and the Galaxy S25 are set to launch together, so there's no need for Samsung to jump to a 7.1 update just yet. So, does this mean we'll never see One UI 7.1? Probably not. Samsung may still decide to release a One UI 7.1 update after the Galaxy S25 series goes on sale. But rather than introducing a lot of brand new features, this update might focus more on refining the user experience and bringing Galaxy AI improvements to eligible devices. Samsung's recent focus on 5 lineup launching with One UI 7.0. Users will still experience Samsung's latest and greatest features, along with the expected Android 15 improvements. Plus, Samsung's commitment to extended software support means Galaxy S25 owners will likely see multiple significant updates over the device's lifecycle. And if you're someone who loves getting those incremental One UI updates, there's still a good chance that Samsung will roll out a One UI 7.1 version down the line. Or, who knows, with the rapid pace of innovation, One UI 8.0 might arrive sooner than we think, bringing even more exciting changes. So there you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you prefer Samsung sticking to its own updates, or are you excited to see them take a new approach? And don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Catch you in the next one. Now let's dive into the exciting showdown between two of the biggest heavyweights in the smartphone world. Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max and Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra. Both of these phones push the boundaries of mobile technology, offering cutting-edge features and exceptional performance. But which one takes the crown as the best big phone of 2024? Let's dive in and compare them side by side. Design. Starting with the design, both phones have distinct looks that reflect their brand identities. The iPhone 16 Pro Max stays true to Apple's iconic rectangular shape with flat sides and soft corners. This year, it features an even slimmer bezel, allowing for a larger 6.9-inch display. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra, on the other hand, keeps its sleek, curved edges and integrates the ever-popular S Pen, a feature unique to Samsung's Ultra series. Size-wise, the differences are minimal. The iPhone 16 Pro Max measures 163mm at 77.6mm, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra is slightly shorter, but a bit wider at 162.3mm at 79mm. That extra width allows room for the S Pen, which gives Samsung an edge in productivity. Apple, however, introduces something new this year, the camera control button, a capacitive touch key that allows for zooming and other camera controls with a swipe. When it comes to color options, Apple sticks with its sophisticated muted tones, white, black natural, and the new desert titanium. Samsung goes for more variety with options like titanium violet and yellow. And for those ordering through Samsung's website, you get access to exclusive colors like titanium blue and green. Display. Now, onto the display. Both phones deliver top-tier screen technology. The iPhone 16 Pro Max boasts a 6.9-inch OLED display with a buttery-smooth 120Hz refresh rate. As with the iPhone 15 Pro series, you also get the always-on display feature, which lowers the refresh rate to just 1 Hz when the phone is idle. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra isn't far behind with its stunning 6.8-inch AMOLED display that also supports 120Hz refresh rates and an always-on feature. One advantage Samsung brings is an anti-reflective coating, making outdoor visibility much easier in bright sunlight, something the iPhone lacks. Both displays are breathtakingly vibrant, but there are subtle differences in color. The iPhone 16 Pro Max tends to lean towards warmer yellowish tones, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra has a cooler, more tealish hue. A standout feature for the iPhone 16 Pro Max is its ability to drop its brightness to just 1 nit for easier nighttime viewing, great for late-night scrolling. Performance. Now let's talk about what's under the hood. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is powered by Apple's latest A18 Pro chip, built on a second-generation 3nm process. This makes it incredibly efficient, with significant improvements in heat dissipation and sustained performance compared to its predecessor, the A17 Pro chip. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra is no slouch either. It runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, custom-tuned for Galaxy devices. While the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 performs well, especially in gaming and graphics-intensive tasks, it tends to throttle a bit sooner than Apple's A18 Pro under extreme stress. In benchmark tests, the iPhone 16 Pro Max leads in CPU performance, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra takes the edge in 3D graphics, scoring slightly higher in peak performance. However, Apple's new chip excels in long-term sustained performance, so if you're planning on pushing your phone to its limits, the iPhone may have a slight edge. Camera next. Let's discuss one of the most critical aspects of any flagship phone, the cameras. The iPhone 16 Pro Max features a 48-megapixel main sensor paired with a new 48-megapixel ultra-wide sensor and a 12-megapixel telephoto lens with 5x optical zoom. Apple has also introduced a new lens coating to minimize lens flare, addressing a common complaint in previous models. On the flip side, Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra brings its camera game with a 200-megapixel main camera, a 50-megapixel zoom lens, a 10-megapixel telephoto camera with 3x zoom, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide sensor. Samsung has packed in more megapixels, but remember, megapixels aren't everything. The iPhone tends to produce more natural-looking photos, whereas the Galaxy S24 Ultra sometimes leans into oversaturation, delivering more vibrant images. In low-light photography, both phones perform exceptionally well, but Samsung's larger sensor can capture more detail in some scenarios. For video, the iPhone takes the crown with its 4K recording at 120 frames per second, ideal for capturing stunning slow-motion footage. While Samsung's camera app offers tons of customization, Apple's new camera control button provides a more intuitive experience for videographers. Battery life and charging. In terms of battery life, the iPhone 16 Pro Max packs a 4,685 mAh battery, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra edges it out with a 5,000 mAh battery. Both phones are more than capable of lasting through a day of heavy use, but Samsung's slightly larger battery may give it a slight advantage. When it comes to charging, Samsung takes the lead. The Galaxy S24 Ultra supports 45-watt wired charging compared to the iPhone's 20-watt charging speed. Samsung also has reverse wireless charging, which allows you to charge other devices like earbuds on the back of your phone, something Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max doesn't offer. Software. Lastly, let's compare software. Both iOS and One UI are polished, mature operating systems, but they offer different user experiences. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is a fantastic choice. But if you're looking for more customization options, better charging speeds, and love the idea of an S Pen, Galaxy S24 Ultra might be the perfect phone for you. Ultimately, both of these phones are top-tier devices with a ton to offer. Whichever one you choose, you're getting a powerful, feature-packed smartphone that will keep you ahead of the curve in 2024.